How's the smell?
Oh, it's starting to get a little lightheaded. It's good.
You don't want to get too lightheaded.
Pass out during the interview.
Yeah,
Superstars are crazy for this.
Welcome to the NYC show, where the art's handmade and the vibes flow. Graffiti hustle and that New York soul is the NYC show. Let's go.
What's up, guys? It's not New York Ceve, it's NYC, and I'm super excited to be here. Welcome to the NYC show. I got a special guest that came from another part of Jersey that he's gonna say his name and what he does, and I'm super excited to have him here. So yeah, introduce yourself, please.
What's up? This is Fox. I'm the carpet artist behind Def Rugs. I've been on a mission for the past, about 15 years, making rugs for different MCs, producers, and DJs. It's something I really love to do, and I'm third generation in the family carpet business. So that kind of started my my journey here because I've been around carpet my whole life.
Yeah, no, that's dope. And I appreciate another artist coming through. This is actually the first artist that came through to the NYC show. And we call it an Artcast too. It's not a podcast, it's an Artcast here at Big Mouth Studio. So yeah, so you said you've been doing it for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of like got you into doing carpets?
Well, so basically, I mean, I've been around carpet my whole life, right?
Yes.
And I kind of grew up in the family carpet business, Fox
Okay.
Floors, third generation. But like to me, carpet, it's like boring, it's carpet, wall to wall, whatever, and I always kind of like was trying to find something else to do with the carpet. You know, I made like carpet shoes and carpet hats, just dumb shit,
dope.
you know what I mean, for out of carpet. And then, basically while I was doing that, I was also producing and DJing. So I was always, involved with different MCs and everything. And then basically how the Def Rugs kind of started was I did some carpet for Eric Sermon for his studio. They had a flood in the studio, came out there, we installed some wall-to-wall in the studio, whatever. And at the same time, I was an engineer at a studio called Troposphere in Livingston. And I was recording his sister. It was a project. It was Def Squad Baby Girl. And it was Redman's sister and Eric Sermon's sister.
Dope.
So I was their engineer for a while. And, I was making beats on the side and whatnot. So, I made some tracks. I said, hey, Kim, you can bring me up to meet Eric and make him some beats or whatever, to play him some of my beats. Brought me out to Long Island. Then, he loved my sound and whatnot. Then, 2 years go by, never heard nothing, you know what I mean? But I was still cool with Kim. So then, out of the blue, she called me up, and they need, like I said, so they needed the carpet for the studio. A couple weeks later, they're like, hey, Fox, can you make us a Def Squad logo rug for the studio? And this is before I started doing any of these rugs or anything. So I'm looking at the Def Squad logo, and it's kind of hard. It has that baby, and there's the blocks, and it's real intricate logo. It's a dope logo, but it's just, I'm like, how am I going to make this into a rug? But I look around and I see some red, orange, and black carpet in my store. I was like, fuck, I can cut an EPMD rug out of this. So I cut the letters, EPMD. I'm looking at it. I was like, that's pretty dope. Tell Kim it's ready. Come out to, she brings me out to a studio in Long Island. It was during Christmas, I was at a carpet meeting with my dad and a couple other carpet guys.
Yeah.
Middle of the meeting, I had a dip. I was like, this is it. I got to go. So boom, went up there, dropped the rug on the floor in the studio. He comes downstairs, he flips out. He's like, Fox. He's like, everyone's going to want one. This, I'm like, oh, shit, Eric Sermon saying this? Like, what the hell?
He was super excited about that.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy, man. And basically that night, Def Rugs was born.
Nice.
Just like that. And then
so 15 years ago?
About 15, almost 15 years ago.
Okay, dope. That's a great story. EPMD, Eric Sherman, then that's an honor even to hear a compliment like that. So listen, you came. What part of Jersey you from?
Well, Ocean Township. It's right outside Asbury Park.
Okay, Ocean Township, guys, not the other side of Jersey.
Yeah, it's about an hour from here. It's
Ocean Township,
Central Jersey.
Okay,
exit 105 off the Parkway.
Okay. Yeah, Central Jersey. But listen, I appreciate you coming all the way from Central Jersey, Ocean Township. So usually, I always ask the guests to give me an item for me to paint, right? But because we had to put the rug up here, I'm excited about to do this rug because I never did a rug. I always wanted to do a rug. I never painted a rug. So what are you looking to write?
I mean, whatever you're feeling, you know.
Deaf Rugs.
That's cool.
Might as well, right?
Yeah. Stay.
Deaf Rugs.
Yeah.
So that's how. So how did the name come about?
Well, I mean, so Def Squad, that's Eric's crew. Keith Murray, Redman, Eric
Yeah.
Sermon, the classic El Nino album, and
Nice.
it just fit right. You know what I mean? Like I said, on the ride home, I was like, it just came to me, Def Rugs, and
That's
to
crazy.
me, you know, I'm about the classics and everything. So you know, Def, that
Yeah.
we used to use that word a lot, and you know what I mean.
Yeah,
It kind
Def.
of like I'm throwing it into the rugs, and
Yeah.
then it just worked. You know, the logo is like the EPMD logo with the blocks, you know, with the bars and everything that we
Yeah.
use. So that's basically how that came about.
That's cool. And you do music too. I don't know if you know, but I do music too.
Yeah, it's dope.
Are you still doing music?
No. So basically, I mean, I stopped DJing years ago, and
Yeah.
basically, once the rugs started really going, I kind of put the music to the side. So now, basically, my extent of like doing editing and music and production is like my daughter's like cheerleading stuff. I'll put songs together for them and,
Yeah, yeah.
and mix things, you know, for the cheerleading sets
No,
and
that's
stuff like
cool.
that. But I've basically been out of doing music. But to me, the rugs. So the rugs are like my it's my musical outlet. So for instance, like when I really basically still to this day. So when I'm working on a rug, and it's some, you know, whether it's, you know, X-Clan or I don't know, Brand Nubian or Nice and Smooth, there's shit that I'm into.
Yeah.
It's to me, it's kind of like dropping a record in a club. So I'm working on the rug, and I can't wait to show it online or whatever, just to look at it. And it's kind of like, it's my expression. It's like, yo, you could see kind of what I'm into musically through the rugs. You know what I mean? Whether it's, you know, like I said, any kind of hip hop, whether it's like even classic rock, just
Yeah.
something. But it kind of shows my musical expression. So it's like when I put out a rug, it's kind of like me dropping a record in a club. You know, that's kind of like how I feel
Yeah,
about
no,
it.
I
you know what
saw some of the videos that you had on Instagram where you interview some of the artists and you ask them these questions with rug cards, right? That's what you
Right,
call
well,
them?
I just started doing that. So
what's it
it's
called?
It's called the rug test.
The rug
So,
test.
Yeah. So like, you know, I just started it like 2 months ago. My son's kind of been my cameraman throughout the whole thing, and instead of throughout the years when I was presenting rugs to the MCs or to whoever, I was just, you know, it's kind of like giving them the rug, or, you know, kind of just, hey, let's do a little drop for
Yeah.
Instagram or this or that. So now it's like, let me do a little something, give people a little something else, some more information about the artist, kind of like it's basically like a light little interview, you know, 10 basic questions kind of thing. And it's kind of like a fun thing I'm doing.
What
now.
if they get it wrong?
Well, there's no wrong answers. They're like, you know, basic questions.
Oh, okay,
Winter or
okay.
summer, you know, what
Okay,
makes a
okay.
house a home, you know,
Okay.
stuff like that. And a couple little detail things. I just, this weekend, I did one for Anderson .Paak. And I asked him this question about Mac Miller, because he did a lot of stuff with him, and
I didn't know
he
that.
came out with some, you know, great stories, and, you know, so I'm kind of putting out some light stories for the fans of the artist, you know, to go along with the rug and just kind of give it a little more, you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, that's dope. So Def Rugs is with an S, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna start on it real quick. Yeah, damn, I really like how it looks on the carpet. It's crazy.
Yeah, the texture is going to be, you know,
Nah,
so
the texture is dope.
this is the first time you're painting on a carpet like that.
Yes.
Wow. I can't wait to see
So I'm
the,
gonna freestyle. I freestyle everything that I do on here. Most guests, they bring me whatever, and I just freestyle. I don't sketch anything out. Got a lot of space here.
Mm.
What you prefer, red or blue?
I mean, I don't know, see what kind of pops out. Whatever you want, man.
You know what? I got it.
Could it get like the drips on the carpet, or is it sticking to it?
Say
It just stick. I'm saying it's sticking right to it.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
gonna do is I'm gonna throw like a little outline around it. I usually do my E's with 3 slashes, but
How long you been doing graffiti for?
since 15 years old.
What area were you based out of?
I'm from the Lower East Side, New York, Soho area, and yeah, I that's where all my graffiti came from. Like my roots is from Lower East Side. Shout out to everybody in the Lower East Side. Yeah, I also sold art in the streets in Soho since 2002, selling doing graffiti hats and shirts. So people will come up to me all the time. People from all around the world say, "Hey, you know, I got a shirt, I got a hoodie, I got a pair of sneakers. Can you paint it for me?" So when this show came about, it was like, you should just add that to the show, right? So my friend Mike Success, he called me Babito Ross. Babito Ross. So yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, really. Oh, this is an orange, but yeah, man.
Oh yeah, that's popping.
Yeah, it's gonna pop.
I have a graffiti question for you that I've always wanted to know. Maybe you could answer this. So, how the hell do they get the tags all the way up? You know, these crazy on the towers and way up.
You didn't do that. I did the tunnels. I went into the tunnel. I went into a tunnel in Lower East Side one time, and I almost literally died because we pulled up it's like what is it, like a shaft, and it was dark and there was no side walls, and I almost fell, and thank God I went in clean and I came out dirty.
But you got it done. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, I got like my one tag done, and then I almost got hit by a train. Thank God, you know, I'm here talking to you. So, how's it smell? How's it smell?
Oh, it's I'm starting to get a little lightheaded. It's good.
Yeah, you don't wanna get too lightheaded, but
Pass out during the interview.
yeah, I'm like, yeah. Now I love the surface. Like it's crazy.
Is there a particular like paint you usually use?
I use
company?
Montana spray can, or yeah, mostly Montana or 94s. I really don't use anything else. Back in the days, we used to use Krylons. Let me ask you a question. We spoke briefly about. You said who got you, like who got you really like. You said you had a friend that was into graffiti, right?
Yeah. So when I was working at the recording studio in Livingston, Tame One came through, and we kind of like hit it off from the Artifacts. We kind of hit it off right away. And after the sessions, he was doing some songs for Govmatic and the Brick Mob. After the sessions, me and my partner Zing would play Tame beats, and we kind of like hit it off from there. And we would record them, we recorded stuff. So right off the bat, we recorded a song called Crazy, and they put it out on a 12-inch single. It was the flip side was I think it was Boom Squad on Attack, and kind of like from there we really hit it off musically. And to me, that was like the first MC that I kind of like really became like friends with, and was also into our sound, into the Zing and Fox sound. He was like the first MC that really understood our beats. And about a year after we did the first song with him, we linked back up with him, and we just started recording what later became the Spasmatic album. And we did, over the course of like, I don't know, 2 years or so, we recorded like 40, 50 songs with him. And it was a lot. Yeah, so we narrowed it down to, I think the album has, I don't know, there was maybe 18 songs on the album, but we have a couple more albums worth of material that eventually we always wanted to put out. We stayed in touch over the years. It was just a real great chemistry that we had. We would just literally play him beats. He would just hop in the booth, and most of the album was just straight off the top. I mean, Tame was incredibly talented. He was a genius. He would just freestyle. And he did his thing. It was called Acid Tab Vocab. That was like his style. And the whole time that we're working with him, I still couldn't believe it because just Tame One representing Jersey like that. You know what I mean? Artifacts, and always used to listen to Wrong Side of the Tracks and all their old records and whatnot. And just to be able to work with him like that on that level. I mean, we put the album out, and even actually for the album cover, they did. I forgot what park it was. It was somewhere in Newark,
Yeah.
and they did this huge piece. I'm talking like it was probably like I don't know, 30 to 50 feet long. The Spasmatic. He just painted Spasmatic, him and his boys, and we wound up doing a photo shoot for that, and that was the album cover. And it was me and Zing and Tame kind of sitting around watching him do it. It was just that was a crazy experience in itself, you know. And
Shout out to him.
yeah,
Tame.
definitely. Rest in peace, Tame One.
Yeah, rest in peace. Rest
you know,
in peace. Man.
I was blessed to be able to work with him. Like I said, he was a genius. Definitely missed. You know, shout out to all his boys, the Boom Squad. Yeah, man, Tame One.
Is Artifact still doing?
Well,
music?
L is still always, you know what I mean. L is always doing shows and whatnot. They put out an album right before, I think it was right before Tame passed. They
Yeah.
put out their last album, and you know, it's just real. It's a shame that you know that he passed because there was so much more to go. But a lot of his, I know his mom is handling a lot of his catalog and a lot of his art pieces and stuff. So I think she's gonna make them available and stuff.
that'd be cool.
But I'm sure he's got a ridiculous amount. His black books were crazy. You know, and I'm sure some of his pieces are still up, you know, in Jersey and in the city, you know.
Yeah.
But it was.
I think I mostly tagged up in city. Not so much in Jersey. I really didn't tag up too much in Jersey. I was tagging up in every borough.
Mm.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. Just it was great to be able to work with him, you know.
Yeah. No. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah.
So, the one thing about this rug is like if I want to do something over it, it's a little bit challenging.
What's hard to get, like the shading or something?
No, see, like if I wanted to make this more of this color, right? If I put another color on top of it, it's gonna be. But I'll fix it.
It's looking good so far, man.
Thank you.
That red was good. That's like it's pretty bright.
Yeah, nah.
It's popping out.
I like the way I actually like the way it looks on the carpet. I always wanted to, like I said, I always wanted to do a rug. I always wanted to go to like Bed Bath and Beyond or whatever they sell rugs, and
There you go.
paint
So
it.
you got the first one.
Well, I mean, listen, we're gonna talk after the show. Potential collaboration.
Yeah, I see a collab brewing right now.
Yeah, no, I see it. I see it too. I smell it.
I definitely smell it.
Yeah, me too.
My brain cells are smelling it right now too. Yeah, no, I it's like when I'm making rugs, it's all cut out pieces and put back together. It's cool to see the paint on it because you know, carpet only comes in so many colors. You know what I mean? And you can only get so much detail when I'm cutting it out because you know when you cut out like a small little piece, it kind of like will fall apart. You know what I mean? So
okay.
it's hard to get certain details and stuff like that, and in certain colors and whatnot. But it's cool to see paint on it, man.
Yeah, see,
Definitely.
so usually, like, if I have a canvas, right, and I want to paint over a certain part, I could just paint over that same part piece, and it'll show. But since this is a rug, it's a little bit more challenging. But you know, I'll make it work.
You're doing it. Wait, so you're saying it's more like permanent once the paint?
Yeah,
hits
like once it soaks into the rug, it's like you see right here, right? It's a little bit more
Right.
the blue because the blue cut it off. But I'll do something to it though. And yeah, but I can see that it's like a little kind of fuzzy, certain parts. So you have to go really close to it before.
Is the paint is it like taking up more paint because it's got the soft surface?
So when I'm using a dark color, it's a lot easier to overlap. You think you ever get back into your music?
I mean, eventually, I'd like to. Like I said, the rugs are my musical kind of like it's doing it for me musically because it's kind of keeping me involved, and I'm still around certain MCs and whatnot. And it's crazy because me and Zing, we did so many beats over the years, and like I've been around a lot of these guys, and I never said, hey, you know, pass them my beat tape or whatever.
Oh, you got beats?
Yeah, that we used to produce.
But you have beats for like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have beats for days.
I need
we
some
have
beats.
like and the Zing and Fox sound was just crazy, man. It was really hard drum breaks, bass lines. It was really like drum and bass influenced. It was different, man. It was definitely ahead of its time. If you listen to the you know, when you have a chance, check out the Tame album. That's a good representation of it. And then but I still have my studio, but like I said, I kind of like, you know, and even though the most I've gotten use out of the studio the last couple of years was either doing the cheer mixes for my daughter, or now my son, when they were like juniors and seniors in high school, I'd bring them downstairs into the studio and let them like freestyle and shit like that, and sometimes over one of my beats. But like I said, it's been so long since
Does your son do music?
No, he doesn't do producing. He's got a really good ear for music. His ear for music is like mine in the '90s, and he's up on all the new artists. Like his playlists are crazy. He puts his boys onto all the new stuff.
The drill?
What's
like
that?
drill?
Nah, I mean not a lot of everything. Like right now, obviously he's like, you know, J. Cole, G Herbo. He's got like a really good musical taste. Like when I see him, and he knows he's kind of like I said, he's kind of like me in the late '90s, and it's crazy to like I go around with him, and like I've been introducing him to all the legends throughout the years. Because just to let him know, you know, really the real shit, you know what I mean, where hip hop came from and whatnot, and being able to introduce him to see all these guys, and then in return, he's like, no, Dad, you gotta, you know, I'm starting to do rugs for like people that he likes, you know what I mean? So he's like, you gotta do a rug for this guy, and we gotta do one for so and so. So I've been bringing him to meet his favorite MCs through the rugs, which has just been a crazy experience in itself.
Yeah, no, that's dope.
We've been going around to shows together, and say, you know, let's say a certain MC is in town. Say, I was saying, we gotta find a way to get with this guy, you know.
Yeah. How do you find out? I don't know if you can say it on camera, but how do you find out where all these people are? Like, I mean,
it's a lot of times when they're doing shows, when they're in town, you know. That's the majority of where I'm meeting up with people is at the show. You know, usually it's in the city. My son's in Philly now, so it's way easier to go to Philly than to New York. So I've been to Philly a lot.
It's a lot easier from.
Oh yeah, from where I'm at. Yeah, because I mean, it's like I'm an hour from Philly and I'm an hour from New York, but to get into New York is just a nightmare. You know, the traffic. Usually shooting it to Philly is like nothing for me. I literally can get like right into Center City like an hour from my house. Yeah, there's never a problem. You know, dealing with the crazy New York City traffic. No, so
I'm in the city almost like 3 times a week.
Oof. Do you drive in and take the train?
I drive in.
Oh man. Yeah. What do you usually take? What a tunnel?
Lincoln Tunnel.
Mostly like I said, it's at the shows. Sometimes we'll go to someone's crib. Sometimes they'll come to the carpet store, but majority of the time it's at a concert. So we're able to like have the experience talking with the MCs and then also get to watch a show at the same time. So it's a great experience. And like my main thing is like I love the process of making the rugs, but I also love the process of delivering them because the delivery has been like the experience, you know. Yeah. So it's a full kind of it's making the rugs, and it's also knowing that eventually where this rug's going to wind up, or who I'm going to be with, or the experience that we may have, whether it's with my son or with one of my guys, you know what I mean, that we go out there, and it's just every time it's surreal. Like whoever I'm standing with, or it's like, holy shit, how am I standing next to so-and-so? Or how am I sitting with Rakim?
You don't show it on camera, though. You're like...
How does, you know, and
seem calm and collected.
Yeah. Oh, no, man. Believe me, it's in my mind. I'm like, wow, what the hell is going on? How's this happening? And like, I love the music so much. And, you know, the golden era means so much to me. And like, it was such a big part of my life that it's just been, you know, just to be able to, some of these guys know who I am. When I was, you know, 17, 16 years old, never in a million years would I think I would walk, you know, into a place and like Red Alert would say, yo, there's Fox, you know, or something, or any of these guys, or it just absolutely blows my mind, and I love every second of it because I appreciate it. I appreciate the music. You know, I listen to you know, one of my mixtapes or whatever, and it's like almost everybody has a rug, and everybody I've kind of been able to give back to, and it's, again, it's my way of giving back at the same time because it's like these guys gave my life, you know, infinite music that you know what I mean, like especially from like, you know, the 90s to still now, because that's pretty much still all I listen to. And it's like the least thing I could do is now it's like I'm giving you something, you know, it's just my way of giving back, knowing that like this MC has something that I worked on, you know, in their house or in their studio.
Yeah.
And it's like, again, it's my kind of way of thanking them back for the music.
That's cool. Basically got back into my music again. I've been doing graffiti as long as I've been doing music. Hip hop. A lot of people don't know that. It's crazy how life works. This guy Ari, I don't know if you know, he makes beats on the street.
I
He
might have
walks
seen
around
the
with a
video. He
piano.
walks around with I've seen a couple of his videos.
Yeah, so I seen him. A lot of people don't even know the story, but I was on the streets of Soho selling my hats. I had my table and everything. I see him go put something on IG stories, and he's like, hey guys, I'm on Twitch right now live. So I literally go on I hit the link. It goes to the Twitch. I see the streets. I'm like, oh shit, that street looks really familiar.
Right,
a lot of people don't even know the story. Yeah. How I even, you know, I seen him and everything. I went to anyway. So he's in like 4th Avenue, near like Astor Place, and I look at I literally scrolled in, like I zoomed into the scene, and I seen that it was really close by. So I literally threw all my hats, all my stuff into the car, and I drove there. Yeah. So if you look at the video of me rapping,
I gotta see this.
So I started rapping. You know, I did. He's like, "Oh, you want to rap?" And I started rapping again. I haven't did this in so long, but because of that video, I think it got like 1.3 million.
Damn.
I mean, it's a great. Yeah. It's a great view count, right? But at the same time, it's like, it really got me back because I seen all the comments and people were like, "Oh, you did, you know, because I said I wanted like some Mobb Deep style, and he did like the beat and everything."
Oh, he made it live?
He made it live. Okay. So I did my thing, whatever. And the funny thing is, I'm literally looking back because my car is on a bus stop. If you look at my video, you'll see my car, and it's literally in the bus. I pulled up to a bus stop, and while he's recording these other people rapping, right? I'm literally there, standing there, looking at the bus stop, like, I hope I don't get a ticket.
Waiting for a cop to pull up.
Yes. So towards the end, I was like, you know, my car's right there. I hope I didn't get a ticket. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, because my car, I literally drove here. I saw you live, and it was cool. Yeah. So because of that, I started doing my music again.
That brought you back in.
It brought me back in, and I'm working on my album called Super Grind Mode 2, which is, and it's crazy because it's 20 years ago that I did Super Grind Mode Part 1. Oh, nice. So it like happened, you know.
Yeah, it was perfect time, and to see that was like all these things are always meant to be. Like, you just happen to see this guy's Twitch stream or whatever, and boom, you pulled up and you got on and whatnot, and that, it's little things like that. Like, it's perfect, man.
Serendipity.
It was meant to be. It was totally meant to be. And that, you said 20 years later, it kind of like it's all about timing, man. You happen to be right there. That's a great story.
Yeah, man. You know, I get chills. I have a lot of those stories, serendipity moments in my life. You know, I'm hearing your story too. You have these moments too.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, man.
That's what it's all about. And it's like, it's all organic. You know what I mean? You're doing what you love. That you knew he was going to be there, and it just worked out perfectly because, you know, you could have been had to do something else that day or whatever. Or there could have been a bus at the bus stop. You might not even been able to park. So everything was.
I would have parked somewhere.
But it just, everything was lined. You know what I mean? That's just kind of the best way how it kind of goes. You know.
That looks good, huh?
Yeah, it does. Wow.
Yeah. So.
Would that glow in the black light?
I believe so. This is UV. Yeah, this is this is a UV. So only the orange, the pinkish lettering, that would have been cool. If we did the whole thing, but it's cool. if you put a light under it, I mean, the rugs is gonna stand out.
Right, right.
Yeah. So, do you like who's the favorite? Who's the favorite person? I don't want to, put them on the spot, but who's the person that you never thought that you would like make a rug for, and you was really, really, really excited about?
I mean, so many, almost everyone is like that. Because, like, to me, like I said, I never in a million years, the 15-year-old me would never believe in a million years that I met this, did something for any of these guys. You know what I mean? Any one of them. So, one that really stands out would be like, I don't know, like DMC. Like, he was like my idol as a kid. Like, I just never thought I would meet him. Never thought I would be able to kick it with him or do something for him.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
So when that was really early on too. That was like within within a couple of weeks of after making the first EPMD rug, and then I made the Run-DMC rug. I tweeted it to DMC, and 2 days later, me and Eric are on a corner in Queens holding a carpet with DMC, and my mind was just blown. Like, I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. And all these moments have been like that. You know what I mean? Like, just moments.
It's like they were meant to be.
And it's like every single time, it's absolutely surreal. You know what I mean? Like, never in a million years. Especially over carpet, something like that I've been around my whole life. Something that I was like bored with. You know what I mean? And it kind of like my love of hip hop and carpet kind of collided. You know what I mean? It's not something that I just kind of like thought to do or contrived or like, some gimmicky thing or something like that. It's everything that's like inside of me. You know what I mean? Everything I was brought up around, and kind of like that moment, like again, standing with DMC, I was like, no fucking way. How's this even possible?
Yeah. So let me ask you something. I seen you brought a book.
Yeah. I mean, I got, this one, I put this together a couple months ago. It's kind of like updated version of just kind of like everybody that we've been with so far with the rugs. I mean, it's just got a little timeline of, and I bring this out usually with me to different events and stuff like that.
Do you have a somewhere where people could buy it?
Oh,
or
I mean,
is it
no,
more
it's
for
just
yourself?
this is just like my own little personal book.
Portfolio.
You know what I mean? But people said, you should make a coffee table book out of it. Favorite MCs in a different light. That like it's a book of basically every legendary rapper, MC, producer.
You want to show the camera a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I mean, let's see where it kind of starts. I always do like photo shoots in my warehouse, but here we go. I mean, it just goes on and on. I got LL, me and Red, Snoop Dogg. What else we got? I mean, there's Tame.
Yeah.
Me and Eric. We got Shaka Khan, Public
dope.
Enemy,
Shaka Khan.
Rakim.
Shaka
Yeah, I mean, we
Khan.
got some. It's deep. This book. Steve-O, De La. It goes on. I got some Wu-Tang guys. Dr. Dre,
You did a
Ice Cube.
Wu-Tang one carpet, right?
Yeah, I mean, Method Man has one. Ghost has one. Raekwon, Capadonna, ODB's son. I think that's.
I seen you brought
RZA
another.
has one, too.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I seen you brought another. You brought a piece with you, right?
Yeah. I got something that I can show you, kind of like, kind of like what I do.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, you could just put
brought
that
this.
there.
Yeah, put this this Easy E rug. It's a little
dope.
something, you know what I mean, to kind of show you the different textures and like.
How long ago did you do that one?
This is a couple years old. I just made this kind of like
That's nice, though.
personal collection, and it's just a little doormat size. It's mainly, when I'm making a rug, it's like I have hundreds of rolls of carpet in my warehouse, all kinds of scraps, all kinds of different stuff. So when I'm making something, I just basically kind of look in the stash. I see, hey, what kind of texture, what kind of color I'm working with.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, so when the carpet installers are going out on the road, I'll see them, I'll load them up with a green carpet that they're about to install in someone's living room or whatever, and I'll be like, hey, Pat, save me a piece of that. I even if it's like this big,
Yeah.
bring that back. So a lot of times the carpet installers will bring me scraps back, especially when they see special colors. You know what I mean? Like white carpet, black carpet, red, like bright colors and whatnot.
Yeah.
They're always. So I'll come back to my store and like I'll see in the morning and there'll just be like a couple random carpet scraps there because they all
But the
know.
scraps are big though.
Yeah. I don't need a lot. Like with these letters, a little scrap piece would do it. You know what I mean, to cut the letters out. So I have like stockpiles of.
How long does it usually take to make a carpet?
I mean,
a rug.
a rug like this.
Say a rug.
I work on them throughout the day. Like I'm during the day I'm like a salesman at my store. I'm also the warehouse guy. I'm helping people out. So like the rugs will take somewhat maybe 10 hours, give or take. You know, it's a couple hours here, a couple hours there. Sometimes I'll come back at night. Sometimes in the middle of the day when I'm done waiting on a customer, I'll run to the warehouse. I'll cut some letters out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The carving takes, a couple hours. It all depends. But I could bang out a logo pretty quick at this point. But some of the more intricate pieces could take like 10 hours plus. Work on them in the course of the week, 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Always got something on the table.
That's dope.
You know. And like I said, it's when I'm doing it, it's just just like with you with the painting, man. It's just such shit you love to do. You know, don't feel like work. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I love.
I could sit there all night, just cutting carpets out. Sometimes it's complete silence. Sometimes I'll put on the artist that I'm working with, their album or some of their songs, and I'll just play it on repeat.
You know, it'd be cool. You put something that's attached to the actual rug, with like their music.
That like a QR code or something.
Yeah, like
that you could.
Yeah, they scan it.
Yeah.
And and it goes to their song.
That's a pretty crazy idea. But like, speaking of that, so like on the back of the rugs, I usually put like these musical notes, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this crazy story. So most of the rugs have, check it out. So like the music notes on the back, as well as like a music sheet.
You know, it's funny. I didn't even notice that.
And I don't know how to read music. I don't know what this is. So we did a rug for Busta Rhymes, and
yeah, I saw that video. He was really like,
he was
like,
he was like, let me see it.
Yeah,
it was crazy. My son was with me. It was wild. So, but the story behind that. So after, and I didn't put this video out there, but like, so after he sees the rug, after we did this video with him, he's walking away. I was like, all right, cool. That was just crazy. He walks away, and he's like down the hallway, right? And I see him talking to his boys, and he's like looking at the rug, and he's looking at the back of the rug. And he's like, wait a second, what's this? And I hear him like start losing his shit. And he's like, there's music notes on the back. He's like, come over here, me and my son. He's like, yo, and he went off. He was like, yo, I'm gonna be in the studio tomorrow night with a salsa band. And he's like, we needed music, and here you are, you handed me music notes. He's like, that's like divine intervention. And he lost it. He was like, how the hell is that? And I'm like, holy shit. So then he's like, I want you and your son tomorrow night. I'm bringing this rug to the studio. I'm going to have the salsa band play what's on the back of this rug, and that's going to be my next record. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know, that's nuts.
That's smart as hell.
All the years been doing this, giving people, the rugs with the music notes on the back. So he's like, tomorrow night, I'll be in the studio, and we're gonna find out what this is, and we're gonna play it. And he was just going off how like that was some like, you know what I mean, and I believe it. I mean, it's like the universe kind of like he literally needed music, and here I am with a music notes on the back of a carpet. So anyway, so the next day we go to the studio.
Yeah.
He was in the city. We get there. He comes. He shows up, but he didn't bring the rug, right? So, and that was the whole point of having us there. First thing he sees us, he was like, I forgot the rug or whatever. I didn't bring the rug, but he's like, stay for the session. So we got to stay, and they did have the salsa band there, and we got to sit in for the whole session. It's me and my son, and that was just an incredible experience in itself, to see Busta work and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, that's, it was just a wild story. It's one of many like
dope.
crazy
so you
stories.
guys, he never used it?
He never used it. As far as I know, he never used it. That was the whole point of us coming to the session, that he was going to use and find out what it was. But like I said, he didn't bring the rug with him.
I think you should reach out to him.
Yeah, I want
to see if you ask him if he ever used it, and if he hasn't, then you have him do it.
Right.
Do it again.
Yeah, we tried again. I was at the Playlist Retreat at Jazzy Jeff's house.
Yeah.
And he had a bunch of musicians in the working there in the studio. So a rug I brought out had the music notes on the back, and he handed it to some of the musicians. And then I forgot kind of what happened after that. Like we wound up leaving. They left the rug there. They were going to figure it out or play it, and we never made it back into the studio. But I'm on a quest to find out if anybody out there knows, what.
If anybody knows how to read notes,
and you can tell me what go play this. I'd love to hear it.
That'd be cool if you get like a few people, handing in submissions or something, like what they could do with those notes.
Yeah, I mean, but I like what you were saying about having a little a QR. It's
you could put it on the side.
And and maybe even maybe even like the QR would be like my favorite song for that artist. You know what I mean? Like what made, because the rugs mean so much to me and they're so like personal. You know what I mean? Like when I make one, there's always a reason behind it. So like it's like, all right, what would be Fox's favorite Eazy-E song or something like that? You know?
How many rugs you think you have done in your career in 15 years?
Thousands.
Thousands?
Yeah, there's probably, you know, there's hundreds and hundreds out there in the world, from MCs to people that have made them for art collectors. And then I have literally hundreds of them hanging in my house, in my carpet store. It's just everywhere. You know, people think I'm out of my mind.
I'm gonna make a trip.
You got to see
I will
it.
make a
You
trip
got
to
come
go
by.
there.
It's basically like my own little art gallery, you know. So the crazy thing is, in the carpet store, it's like it's a regular retail flooring store. It's carpet samples, hardwood, vinyl planks, and whatnot. And like my rugs are just hanging all over the place. And there's different rappers' rugs, and there's different brands of things that I've done and whatnot. And like I get a kick out of it. Like, you know, a nice old lady coming in looking for like a Berber carpet, and she's standing on a Wu-Tang rug or something, you know. And it's like I get a kick out of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they see, you know, there's, I don't know, there's all kinds of different. I mean, I even have like an In-N-Out Burger rug hanging up, and a Beach Boys rug, and just all kind of different things that I'm into, you know. But it gives my store like a unique kind of like vibe, and it's kind of like lets me speak without even talking. People walk in there like, what kind of carpet store is this? And then I start telling them my story. It's like, yeah, I make these and whatnot,
Yeah.
and people are into it. It kind of gives it like a, you know what I mean, like a different twist on a carpet store. It's not.
That's super. Well, listen. Can you let everyone know like where they can find you?
Yeah, so on Instagram, it's at Def Rugs. The website's coming soon. We kind of are rebuilding it right now. So that's going to be defrugs.com.
Okay.
Facebook, Def Rugs. But mainly right now, the way I'm communicating with people is through Instagram. So it's Instagram at Def Rugs. And you could see the journey. You could see some of the behind the scenes stuff. You could see the rug tests that we're doing, and the different. Sometimes I'll post, you know, like me making the rug. Sometimes I'll post the experience. Sometimes I'll talk about the experience.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, it's been great, man. Like there's been people that have been following it for a long time and kind of seeing like the progression and everything. And you know, I'd love it because, like I said, I'm just doing what I love to do, and it's cool to get the feedback and stuff like that. And it's all love, man. Like I say, I'm just doing this for the love of it, you know.
So what is it? Is at Def Rugs?
At Def Rugs, yeah.
Okay.
And then what's coming soon with the website is, you know, a lot of the one-off pieces that I'm making are going to become available, because I've been stockpiling this. Like I literally have like hundreds of rugs ready to go, one of ones that I've made over the years that I've just been keeping, because I've just been like collecting them and waiting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've sold a few throughout the years, but I have this ridiculous collection of my rugs. So once the site's up, we're gonna put those available, and we're also doing runs of rugs for different MCs, like licensed rugs. So, you know, we got a bunch of things in the works.
Well, listen, we're gonna do something too.
Yeah, we got to make.
I
NYC.
already see.
Yeah.
I have a section, and hopefully, you know, you give maybe a little section somewhere, just all graffiti rugs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That'd be
Would
dope.
be, man. That's definitely outside the box.
Yeah. So listen, I wanted to. I appreciate you coming through, but before we go, right, I'm gonna do something. We're gonna do something a little different today, because you are an artist, and I appreciate you. You know, you talking about your talents and how you started. And what's your so real quick? What's your plan? Like, what's your goal? Like in the next 5 years? I
mean, well, I'd like to start doing more collaborations with different MCs. As far as that was one of the plans all along, where let's say I'll do like 10 limited edition pieces, and you know, a couple more one of ones and stuff like that. That's really mainly the goal as far as the business side of it. Like, you know, like I said, it's the way I do it. It's like I said, it's one at a time. You know what I mean? And it's not I don't use like tufting gun or none of that. It's all handmade, cutting out a piece of carpet. So I'm trying to like let people know that, and trying to bring that into the forefront as far as what these actually are. Because you'll see out there a lot. There's these guys that use like the tufting gun with the yarn and whatnot. And this isn't that. I mean, this is straight up carpet. But what we're looking to do is, like I said, once we launch the website, the rugs are going to be available. We're going to be doing collaborations with different brands, different artists and whatnot, different MCs, and that's coming soon. And I just, I'm also just kind of like seeing, you know, like I said, I love doing this so much that like I just, it doesn't feel like work, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna say, oh, who else? Where can we take this? You know, me and Eric are ready to, you know, like I said, it's been a long road and a long journey, and we're ready to like really like put it out there to the world now. You know.
Well, listen, we about to. I'm excited. I'm excited the way it came out. And listen, I appreciate you for coming through to the NYC show.
Thank you for
having me. But before we go, I'm gonna do something real quick, right?
Got it.
Super grind mode. Yeah. It's not New York City, yo, it's NYC. Yo, I'm gonna be that $1 billion man. First I need a cent, yo, $1, then $1,000. Then I'ma get that 10, yo, then 100 grand. Then I'ma get that million, then that $1 billion man.
Got it.
Super grind mode. Yeah. It's not New York City, yo, it's NYC. Yo, I'm gonna be that $1 billion man. First I need a cent, yo, $1, then $1,000. Then I'ma get that 10, yo, then 100 grand. Then I'ma get that million, then that $1 billion man.